As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Meerut, deemed to be university, and its centers of excellence, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, in association with African Asian Rural Development Organization, ARDO, New Delhi, organized this weekly international webinar series on open source digital technology towards a self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today is 5th February 2022. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, His Excellency the Secretary General, ARDO, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of Center of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application, Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Let me welcome our guest speaker of today's webinar, 61th edition of the webinar series on the very important topic, online learning during the COVID pandemic and its future. Professor Zahid Hussain Khan, former Professor, Department of Physics, former Director, FTK-Centre for Technology, Jamia, Milia, Islamia. We welcome, sir. I wish to inform the participants and the guest speaker that under this international webinar series, these two centers of excellence, the Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, have organized 60 lectures in the very important topics relevant to today's problem. Open technology to provision simple and economical IT infrastructure. A roadmap for students using free and open source software and reaching the goals of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Open source software and industrial IoTs for SMEs. Free and open source software adoption and business models. Open data platform for smart digital government. Technology imperatives, make in India for self-reliance. Edge artificial intelligence. Data governance for self-reliant India. Digital India, transforming governance and society. India's email service, citizen@indiamail.com, in 22 constitutionally recognized languages. Ecosystem architecture for digital transformation. Seizing opportunity in open innovation and value creation network in the digital world for self-reliant economy. Ensuring food safety and compliance through technology. Digital India, urgent need for semiconductor manufacturing in India. Technology investment in agriculture value chain, role of foreign direct investments. Entrepreneurship and skill development, AI design pathways. The rise of platform economy, revisiting value chain governance. The era of automation, industrial robotics, and Industry 4.0, Indo-German perspective of technology transfer, skill gap analysis and opportunities. Role of artificial intelligence in healthcare, current developments in diagnosis and vaccine research. Digital agri-tech and agri-startup perspective. Health informatics network value chain, e-health system and beyond. Leveraging emerging technology for ensuring transparent and traceable agri and food supply chain. Unleash the power of citizen development for enterprise software development. E-governance models towards sustained quality services to citizen packed up by technology. Indian MSMEs to adopt Industry 4.0 technology capabilities, urgent need for mentorship and accelerator program. Building public digital platform using microservices and APIs. Health informatics network value chain, early childhood development and learning. Health informatics network value chain, clinical AI, interface between machine learning and health informatics. Health informatics network value chain, importance of social medicine and community health in the times of health emergency. Gravity filter, a simple and low cost solutions to drinking water problems, drinking water treatment in rural India. Open source GovTech startups empowering growth with automation. Digital transformation in small enterprises and small businesses of India, challenges and opportunities. National Digital Twine Program, need for a robust geospatial infrastructure. Industry 4.0 in MSMEs, benefits of indigenously developed software from National Informatics Center, CollabCAD. Mass serialization and anti-counterfeiting solutions to fight illicit trade. Cyber security, risk, challenges and solutions, intelligence approach to reduce cyber risk. New Internet IPv6 root server toward Atmanirbhar Connected Bharat. India startups, reflections and possible policy interventions needed for scaling up to Gram Panchayat. Blockchain and crypto for digital assets platform, pathways for global trade. Robot as a service, leverage technology to solve enterprises challenges. Space startups connecting to international markets with emerging business models, enabling technologies for future vision. Vivekananda Secondary Education and Skill Development Mega Project, its potential impact on rural entrepreneurship and its rural economy in India. Sports Grail, a digital sports media platform and prospects of Indian sports industry sustainability model at a global level. Pharma 4.0, Industry 4.0 applications to pharmaceutical manufacturing, path to a digital transformation. Accelerate and scale non-linear growth through partner ecosystem. Technological renaissance and the human capital perspective. Health informatics network value chain, medical outreach challenges and potential. Beyond COVID-19, revitalizing micro and small enterprises. Project management essential, launchpad for future CEOs and startup founders beyond. Society 5.0, your new society, beyond Industry 4.0 and post-COVID-19. Smart village, oblique community, the African ICT IoT lessons. Digital economy, ways and means to project and empower self-reliance. Pragmatic ways for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Democratization of essential services by using sustainable energy as a catalyst. Transforming India through relevant education and vocational training. Digital technology in simplifying citizen life. Today is the 61st edition of this very important webinar series. We will have the talk by our guest speaker, Professor Zahid Hussain Khan, former professor, Department of Physics and former director, FTK-Centre for Technology, Jamia Milia Islamia, a Central University, Delhi, and member governing board, Zaheer Science Foundation, New Delhi, on a very important topic, online learning during the pandemic and its future. Atmanirbhar Bharat, the road ahead. It is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, of making India a self-reliant nation rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, infrastructure, and innovation. Based on 5 pillars: quantum jump in economy, infrastructure, one that represents modern India, system 21st century technology driven, vibrant demography, and a demand whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to the full capacity. Digital technology in simplifying citizen life. Let us understand, how does the digital government become better government? Digital transformation is now a public sector imperative. We examine 5 critical areas. This I quote from a report of Ernst & Young, written by Arnold Bertrand, which was published on 10th April 2019. He examined 5 critical areas where governments can harness digital technologies to create better outcomes for citizens, understand their citizens' effect and achieve better outcome, understand their citizens, provide services more effectively and efficiently, find new solutions to policy changes, engage with external partners to develop new delivery models, and commercialize some public services and develop fresh sources of income. Digital transformation is not just about new technologies, but requires an overhaul of organizational structure, governance, work processes, culture, and mindset. To create this digitally enabled public sector of the future, governments have 5 critical areas to consider: customer experience, public value, citizen security, future workforce, and smart infrastructure. Digital India program. The Digital India program aims to transform India into a knowledge-based economy and a digitally empowered society. On 20th February 2019, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology published a report titled India's $1 trillion Digital Opportunity in collaboration with McKinsey and Company. The report identified about 30 digital themes, if scaled up nationally, can accelerate India's progress in 9 key areas. Digital world, the rise of platform economy, it's emerging. It is a digital ecosystems are essential for digital transformation in digital world. Frontier technologies in the digital ecosystems in the planet, they are cloud computing, authentication and intrusion detection, mobile phones, 3D printing, IoT platforms, smart sensors, social media, augmented reality, GPS, analysis of big data and advanced algorithm, advanced human-computer interactions, user data collection. Digital transformation, building public data platform using microservices and APIs. On December 4th, 2021, we had a talk on Society 5.0, a new society beyond Industry 4.0 and post-COVID-19 by Mr. Tomio Isoge. He was the former managing director, Sharp India Limited. Learning from COVID-19, going forward, democratization of technology is a must. Apart from being an unparalleled crisis, that is COVID-19, it is a unique opportunity for the world to enhance efforts around technology democratization so that we can collectively be prepared to take on future challenges. Data democratization is very important. Data plays a crucial role in informing public policies and decision making. Having representative data and inclusive data is important because it provides the foundation upon which public policies are designed, implemented, funded, and monitored. India has got common services centers, which are physical facilities for delivering government of India's e-services to rural and remote locations where availability of computers and internet was negligible or mostly absent. Open government, open technology, open data, open strategy, open innovation, and democratization of services will facilitate simplifying citizens' life. I would like to quote from the guest speaker's synopsis, which he has forwarded to me when he was supposed to deliver the talk in the month of February 2021. And it's a very important synopsis. Open educational resources. He talked about a brief history and innovative practices. Importance of open digital content. In online learning, have not been realized before, as much during the COVID-19 pandemic. This caused lockdown of 194 countries of the world by April 13, 2020. Due to the closure of all educational institutions, right from schools to colleges and universities, 1.58 billion school children and college and university students were affected and got confined to their homes. In such a situation, online learning was the only option for them, which could be afforded only by such students that had good internet connectivity, and tutors and teachers to assist them in using this technology. History of open digital learning content started by Massachusetts Institute of Technology way back in 2002. It launched MIT Open Courseware covering undergraduate and postgraduate courses in different subjects: science, mathematics, health, medicine, energy, humanities, linguistics, social sciences, business, and fine arts. And this initiative led to a global movement which became famous a new nomenclature: open educational resources. Some of the important open educational resources are UNESCO Bangkok's ICT educational resources, Open Education Consortium, Meerut, Stanford on iTunes U, Kariki, Khan Academy, YouTube learning channels, Wikipedia, etc. Further development in open courses took place with the advent of massive open line courses, MOOCs, which were started by organizations like Alisan, Coursera, edX, and Udemy. In India, MOOCs are offered through Swayam platform, online free libraries, and open books are another examples of OER, open educational resources. COVID-19 pandemic has shown how digital technology have become the backbone of our economy, aiding business and offices, education and services, and also the widening gap of digital divide between Bharat and India. India's $1 trillion digital economy. It talks about two themes, Theme 14 and Theme 19. Theme 14 is on integrated digital education platform for students with local language content. Theme 15 talks about digital content delivery and learning in school, delivery and learning in schools and higher educational institutions. Democratization of education is very important. In addition, educational technology, EdTech, can offer tailored content for individual students to improve learning outcomes. Previously, we had one teacher, 30 students. Now, the education technology can provide 30 teachers to one student. And this is the game changer. Among the others, high-speed internet connectivity, internet connected devices, or shared computers are prerequisites for achieving this goal. Where are we now in rural India? A general definition of democratic education is an education that democratizes learning itself. Democratizes learning itself. The goals of democratic education vary according to the participation, the location, and access to resources. Education technology, EdTech, improves the quality of interactions with the face-to-face teacher, one student, many teachers, and is democratizing education. New Education Policy 2020, under which National Education Digital Education Architecture, NDR 2021, has been evolved. It is globally pioneering effort for implementing of the New Education Policy 2020 and a unifying digital infrastructure to energize and catalyze the education ecosystem in India. This NDR, thus a National Digital Education Architecture, enables coherent multi-channel, multimodal, and learning consortium at school, after school, at community center, at home, synchronous, asynchronous, offline, online, physical, digital, and self-service are assisted. The core of National Digital Education architecture is based upon open standards, principles, federated architecture, building blocks, and ecosystem, and also cover three scenarios: learn, help, and manage learn. Learn, help learn, and manage learn. SWAM is a program initiated by Government of India and designed to achieve three cardinal principles of education policy: access, equity, and quality, and also to seeks to bridge the digital divide of our students who have hitherto remained untouched by the digital revolution and have not been able to join the mainstream of knowledge economy. Diksha, digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing, is also a national platform for school education, an initiative of Government of India. Amrit Call lead up to at 100. It is more than a long-term plan, 25 years plan from India at 75 to India at 100. I used to quote from the speech of Honorable Finance Minister, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman on 1st February 2022. I would like to quote from the Union Budget document, para 5. By achieving certain goals during the Amrit Call, our government aims to attain the vision. They are complementing the macroeconomic level growth focus, complementing the macroeconomic level growth focus with a microeconomic level all-inclusive welfare focus. Macroeconomic focus with microeconomic level all-inclusive welfare focus. Promoting digital economy and fintech, technology-enabled development, energy transition, and climate action, and relying on virtuous cycle starting from private investment with the public capital investment helping to crowd in private investment. It talks about a blueprint which has got about four priorities: Prime Minister Gadi Shakti, inclusive development, productivity enhancement and investment, sunrise opportunities, energy transition, and climate action, financing of investment. The budget document talks about also that universalization of quality education, para 46. Due to the pandemic induced closure of school, our children, particularly in the rural areas and those from scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and other weaker sections, have lost almost 2 years of formal education. Mostly they are the children in government schools. We recognize the need to impart supplementary teaching and to build a resilient mechanism for education delivery. For this purpose, one class, one TV channel program of PM of eVidya will be expanded from 12 TV channels to 200 TV channels. This will enable to provide supplementary education in regional languages for classes 1 to 12. Para 47, vocational courses to promote critical thinking skills, to give space for creativity. 750 virtual labs in science and mathematics. 75 skilling e-labs for simulated learning environment will be set up in 2022 and 23. And for para 48 talks about high quality e-content in all spoken languages will be developed for delivery via internet, mobile phones, TV, and radio through digital teachers. It means that the entire digital teaching community, from primary school to higher education, they have to become a digital teacher. And also talks about a competitive mechanism for development of quality e-content by the teachers will be set up to empower and equip them with digital tools of teaching and facilitate better learning outcomes. It also talks about digital university. And lifelong learning method is the answer to unlock opportunities. Lifelong learning method is the answer to unlock opportunities because so far any student who would like to look for a job, unless otherwise they have the certificate, the companies will not take them. The time has come that digital credentialing, credentialing, and data-driven education workforce alignment. This trend is being driven by employers and industry certification programs, working in partnership with community colleges, extension schools, and university graduate programs, and is central to the unbundling of degrees into short form micro credentials that can stake into a larger lifelong curriculum. Lifelong learning is the answer to unlock opportunities. Let us now turn to the address by our guest speaker, Professor Zahid Hussain Khan, former professor, Department of Physics, former director, FTK-Centre for Technology, Jamia Milia Islamia, Central University, Delhi, and member governing board, Zaheer Science Foundation, New Delhi, on the topic online learning during the pandemic and its future. The topic will motivate and galvanize the participants watching over telecast through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, youtube.com/Shobhit University in, or linkedin.com company /Shobhit University, for motivating them to get inspired for understanding education technology at grassroots level. That is at 2.25 lakh Gram Panchayat. The university is very much interested to work with Professor Zahid Khan to promote ICT in education and science communication so as to facilitate digital transformation at grassroots level. Let me introduce our guest speaker to the audience. Mr. Manish, can you put the profile on Professor Zahid Khan, former professor, Department of Physics, former director, FTK-Centre for Technology, Jamia Milia Islamia, Central University, Delhi, and member governing board, Zaheer Science Foundation, New Delhi. He has been a full professor of physics in Jamia Milia, a Central University, New Delhi, India, from November 1994 to January 2015, where he joined as a lecturer in physics in January 1976 and retired as a professor in June 2013, following which he was re-employed by the university and he served till January 2015. He obtained PhD, MPhil, MSc, BSc degrees from Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, India. He has published more than 60 research papers in peer-reviewed international and national journals and guided 15 research scholars, leading to their PhD degrees. He served as a head Department of Physics, Jamia Milia Islamia, from April 1995 to February 1998. His current interests are ICT in education and science communication. Dr. Khan has been a DAAD fellow at the Ludwig Maximilian University, Munich, Germany, from 1980 to 81, and Free University, Berlin, 1981-82. Also, he was a visiting scientist in the Department of Physics, Kaiserslautern University, Germany, during October-December 1997. Recognizing his outstanding commitment and leadership in promoting Indo-German relations in the field of education, Dr. Khan was awarded the title of Honorary Advisor 2006 to 2009 by the President of Bonn. Dr. Khan has vast experience in the university administration and served twice as the Registrar of Jamia Milia Islamia. He served as the Dean of Students' Welfare of the university. He is an expert on university laws. He also served simultaneously as the director of FTK-Centre for Technology University and subsequently as its honorary advisor. And recognizing his rich experience, he was co-opted as a member of the Standing Committee for the National Mission on Education through ICT, where he was involved till 2014. During his stay at FTK Center for Information Technology, Dr. Khan organized numerous workshops, conferences, training programs for the office staff, faculty members, and research students. Following the declaration of 2015 by the United Nations as the International Year of Light and Light-Based Technologies, the UNESCO nominated Professor Khan as the national contact for India for International Year of Light 2015. During International Year of Light 2015, he was co-opted as a member of the Steering Committee of International Working Group on IBN Al-Hatham, based in Paris. Subsequently, IBN Al-Hatham Liza International Society was formed, which was registered in Paris in January 2016, in which Dr. Khan was elected as the vice president of the society from 2016 to 2019. And Dr. Khan is being regularly nominated by UNESCO as the national node for India for the IDL 2018, 19, 20, 21. That is International Day of Light, IDL. Currently, Dr. Khan is associated with the Zahid Science Foundation, New Delhi, as a member of its governing body, and the foundation is engaged in science policy and innovation. He has traveled extensively in Europe and some countries in North America, Middle East, and Asia Pacific to deliver invited talks and participate in various thought leadership programs, forums. He has been the member of committees in various Indian universities, has been providing them advisory services on diverse issues, from academic excellence to effective governance model. With this, I would like to welcome Professor Zahid Hussain Khan to the international webinar series on open source digital technologies for self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, on the very important topic, online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic and its future. Over to you, sir. Please unmute. Please unmute.
Professor Moni, for a brief introduction about your projects that you are carrying out in the Shobhit University. And in fact, we are in close touch with each other for more than 2 decades. And we used to invite Professor Moni to our university for lectures in different departments, not only in IT, but also in geography, and because he was very much concerned with agriculture and geography also. So he had wide experience in IT applications in agriculture and in different fields. And everyone wanted to listen to him in our university. So we had numerous lectures by Professor Moni during the last 25 years. So it is how we know each other. Last year, Professor Moni invited me to deliver this talk, a talk about which he has given a brief introduction. And due to some health problems, it could not be done at that time. So this time, at least today, we have been successful in arranging this, in delivering this talk. And in fact, he has given a very detailed introduction about me, and I think that could have been perhaps, it was very, very detailed. I think brief introduction would have been sufficient, but I'm very thankful to him for introducing me to the audience. Now I would like to come to the topic, and I think now can you see our slides, or is there some problems in there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can share.
No, sir. Upload the slide, sir.
Okay.
Use the share button.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's showing, sir.
Okay. I think no, not this one. I think there has been problem with this. I would like to share the other one, which is more updated. Just a moment. Okay, yeah. I think, can you see it now?
Yes, and you also
Yes, sir. Yes,
make
sir.
your video on.
Okay, yeah, just a moment.
We are not able to see your video,
Yeah,
your picture.
So just click the start cam, sir. After mute, there is a second button, start cam. Just click on that, sir.
yeah. The camera is on.
No.
Camera is on. So
No, you come out and then you make the camera on and then
No, sir. There is a second button on the bottom of your screen. The first one is mute. The second will show the start cam. Click on that, sir.
okay, yeah,
okay,
got it.
it has come. It has come.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So this is the topic of my current talk, and coming to this, I shall be discussing about these different features of online learning, starting with COVID-19 and its effect on education, from classroom teaching to online learning contents, online learning and its delivery, digital learning contents, learning management systems, video conferencing tools, future of online learning, and finally, I will give the conclusion. So I initially planning to talk only about digital learning contents, but I think that it is more proper to give a broad description about the entire online learning, and this will be only a subset of that. So everyone knows about COVID-19, and I have not to say anything about it. Hello?
Yeah.
So it was in mid-February 2020 that China closed its schools.
Professor Khan, can you show the previous slide?
Yeah,
To start with previous slide, people, okay.
yeah. So this is
Yeah.
the virus. Name of the virus is nowadays they call it generally COVID-19, and the full name is Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2. This is the complete name of this, and this was declared. This was declared by WHO as a pandemic. Okay. So in mid-February 2020, China closed its schools. UNESCO has been monitoring closing the schools since 16 February 2020 through an online visual timeline chart. On 23 March 2022, schools closed in 138 countries due to lockdown, affecting 1.38 billion school children and college and university students. 13th April 2020, 194 countries were locked down and 1.5 billion learners were affected. This was the largest figure. And some of the figures I'm showing you are here. It is 1.38 billion students were, got locked down, got affected due to lockdown on 23rd of March 2020. And following that, I have taken a screenshot of the, visualization evolution over time, which is available from UNESCO at the UNESCO site. One can monitor every day what is the latest situation. So on 13th of April 2020, this was the situation. 194 countries, countrywide closures were there. 194 countries were closed, and it is, I think, 1.57 billion students, right from the school level to university level, were affected due to these closures. Now the situation has been improved, in the last 1 year, last 2 years. And the latest picture I'm going to show you is yesterday's picture. So in comparison to 194 countries, now we have only six countries, countrywide closures till yesterday, and total number of students right from schools to universities who are affected has decreased to this level. So this is the picture, and UNESCO has chosen colors in such a way in this diagram that it is almost fading away. If you go country-wise, these are the, you see, few countries where lockdown have been longest period of lockdown are there. Uganda is on the top, followed by Bolivia, and third number is that of India, followed by Nepal, Honduras, Panama, and El Salvador. So you see, India is third country with longest closure of schools have been there. So in terms of numbers, if you say India will be on the top if you consider the number of children affected. Now, what was the solution to this lockdown? As a result of lockdown, the main problem was, you see, suddenly the teachers and students got worried what to do, because, you see, suddenly order came that country has been locked down, all the schools have been closed, all the universities and educational institutions have been closed. So what to do? So due to this lockdown, people started thinking, universities and colleges and schools started thinking what to do. And online learning was found to be the only solution. But the problem was lack of IT infrastructure, because the universities, colleges, and schools were not ready for that. And also teachers were not ready because they did not have any training on online learning. So the first initiative was taken by China in mid-February 2020, when no one else had taken any step. The Chinese government ordered for using online platform for its 250 million full-time students. And then 730,000 students attended schools through TENISET K-12 online schools. And this was the largest online school movement in the history of education. It was followed by, you see, in February 2020, Duke Kunshan University in China and Shanghai campus of New York University, they adopted online learning in place of face-to-face learning. Professors in these universities also recommended that instead of, you see, completely transforming it to a new system, why not we should make use of our usual, digital tools that we have been using, students and teachers are using, so it will be easy to implement. And that was permitted by the higher authorities, and they started doing it. Zhejiang University, using DingTalk ZJU, converted 5,000 courses in online mode within 2 weeks. In Australia, Europe, and North America, many universities started online learning after February 2020. So that is the brief history about online learning that was started with China and so many other countries. Indian education system got affected by COVID-19. COVID-19 spread in India since March 2020. And in the last week of March 2020, the entire country was locked down, as a result of which 321 million of students, including primary to secondary schools, colleges, universities, were suddenly out of the education system. And then some steps had to be taken by the government. The University Grants Commission of India sent a letter to all universities advising them to use online learning and use ICT resources freely that are already developed through NME-ICT. Maybe briefly I can mention that National Mission of Education through ICT that started in 2009, that has already taken a decision that all courses of the University Grants Commission being imparted by our courses imparted by University Grants Commission should be digitized. And not only digitized, they were, you see, it was supposed that they will be in the wiki mode. Anyone can, you see, continuously make any changes to improve those courses. That was the decision taken in the National Mission of Education through ICT, as a result of which large number of courses were already digitized in the first 5 years from 2009 to 2015. At the same time, the government also took a decision that about 800 universities of the country and 36,000 colleges in the country should be provided internet connectivity, broadband internet connectivity. And in fact, we were one of the first universities to get at that time 10 Gbps bandwidth, and after that it was increased further. I think nowadays most of the universities have already, either through the government or from their own resources, they are well connected and they have their own, internet facility available. At the same time, National Council for Educational Research and Training and UNESCO Delhi jointly prepared a handbook on safe online learning in times of COVID for school children, because it was very important once, so that, the bad effect of the IT should not harm the students. That was the main reason that how they have to use it. Many IT companies in India, which was already started online learning for their own use, they provided free access to use their education resources by schools, universities, and colleges. Byju's, which is the most popular online tuition company, which was established in Bangalore in 2011, offered students free online courses. This is one of the, I think, world's largest popular online tuition company. All types of courses from all boards of the country are, part of this, have been included in Byju's, by Byju's. And similarly, for those who are preparing for civil service examinations, their content also is made available by Byju's. So Byju's has become very, very important tool. On Byju's app, more than 50,000 videos, quiz, games, and interactive lessons were already available. And when they declared that, free of cost, students can use their resources, then there was 200% rise in the viewership of that app. Here I have given a comparison of, some of the apps or some of the, learning tools which are being used in India during the pandemic. And you can see Byju's is at the top here in this case. Apart from that, among the famous ones are Udemy, Khan Academy, and so on. So Byju's, you can see, is at the top. Now, online, I'll be just speaking for 1 minute about online learning, e-learning, and digital learning. What is online learning? It is a term which includes many different methods which we use information communication technology and particularly internet. In online learning, apart from ICT, a mixture of different elements may also be added, such as discussion, learning tools, mutual collaboration, individual education, and formal and informal, non-formal education. E-learning is another nomenclature terminology, and which is almost the same as online learning. Sometimes some people define a bit differently, but for most of the people agree that online learning and e-learning are the same. Then what is digital learning? digital learning is a very, I mean, it is a more broader concept. It includes every type of learning where you use computers, internet, whatever it is, wherever you see, whether you use simply computers, that will also be part of digital learning. When you use internet, that will also be part of digital learning. It is very broad term. And in this connection, I would like to tell you that there was a good article sometime that India has become a digital India, but digital education is still not, successful here. And there are reasons for that, and I'll be speaking later on about that aspect. Now, there are two types of on-learning technologies. One is synchronous and the other is asynchronous. In the synchronous one, students learn at the same time, usually the scheduled class timings. Discussion is held in the real time. Possibly it is more attractive and useful. It permits immediate comments and clarifications, and the examples of are video conferencing, streamed videos, instant imaging, and podcast. So it is almost just like a, face-to-face classroom, but from a distance, you can say. Now, asynchronous learning is a bit different, where students learn at different timings at their own convenience. Communication is not instantaneous because everything is recorded and which can be used by the students. It is very easy and flexible because you don't have fixed timings for that. And students can use it at ease at any time they want. It permits students to learn at their own pace. And for that, you have pre-recorded videos and so on. Now, the question rises which, we should adopt. In fact, it will be good to adopt both synchronous as well as asynchronous simultaneously. Some aspect one can take of synchronous learning and some aspects of synchronous learning. That is, that would be more desirable for people, and that is what people generally use, because you see, everyone may not have internet connection. So sometimes you see, if internet connectivity is there, then online lectures one can attend. If it is not there, then at least recorded lectures one can attend. So a mixture of both will be more useful for the students. Now, the three important components, as I believe, for online learning are digital learning contents. These are very, very important. Learning management systems and video conferencing tools. There may be other things also, but I have not taken the other things. These are, I consider, the most important one. Now, coming to digital learning contents, examples are, e-books, e-magazines, e-newspapers, blogs, podcasts, Java applets, interactive simulations. You have open educational resources and massive online open courses. Open educational resources and massive online courses I'll be discussing in the next slides. In the open educational resources, you have open courseware, science videos, massive open online courses, virtual labs, free standard ebooks, online digital libraries. I will not be talking in detail about all these things because that is very time consuming, and that may be part of some other lecture at some other time. What is the definition of open educational resources? According to UNESCO, the term open educational resources designates teaching, learning, and research materials in any medium, digital or otherwise, that reside in the public domain or have been released under an open license that permits no-cost access, use, adoption, and redistribution by others with no or limited restrictions. Open licensing is built within the existing framework of intellectual property rights as defined by relevant international convention and respects the authorship of the work. So it is the definition of open education resources, and UNESCO always believes in open system because you see they don't want that uh, uh, knowledge should be, confined to some specific in some specific hands. That should be shared by everyone, and they should be available to everyone freely. And this is how the society can develop. This is the aim of UNESCO, and that is the definition of open educational resources. Coming to the origin of this open education resources, first of all, it started in 1999 when in the University of Tübingen in Germany, it published videos of lecture online. That is the first, effort made in open education resources. But the major effect came in 2000, in the year 2000, when Massachusetts Institute of Technology, USA, they proposed open courseware and published for the first time the concept, a proof of concept containing 50 courses. And by 2002, it was, they came up with a number of open educational resources, and 2002 is therefore considered as the start of the open educational courseware started by MIT. And last year they celebrated the 20th year of the open education resource. That was 1 hour lecture presentation by the MIT people involved there. After that, Carnegie Mellon Open Learning Initiative was there. It came up with the idea to integrating learning, cognitive teaching with online courses. In 2002, Flora Hewlett Foundation in USA supported UNESCO's Forum of Open Courseware for Higher Education. So that was, a lot of money was available, to MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and so many other institutions by Flora Hewlett Foundation. And it is with their support that they became very successful. Carnegie Mellon's Open Learning Initiative, 27 open free courses in sciences, engineering, media, computer sciences were available. More than 45,000 enrollments took place. Stanford University iTunes started 2004 by Stanford University, and content is free. Open Education Consortium, it is a global network of educational institutions, organizations, individuals. Then Khan Academy was created by Salman Khan in 2002. It offers 5,000 courses free in various disciplines with video library with over 9,000 videos. And these are completely free. There is a small booklet written by Salman Khan how all this started. It is a very small booklet, and one must read it because it has comments by all the major, leaders of the IT in the world. For example, it is whether it is Google or maybe Bill Gates, everyone has commented on this. And Bill Gates has, in fact, written in that book why this idea did not came to us earlier. And in fact, I asked my children to study mathematics using the Khan Academy courses. So that was, importance of this Khan Academy, which was started. And basically, he started to teach his cousin mathematics when she was preparing for examinations. And this is how he thought that why not, instead of using videos that are already available online on the YouTube, why not we should make our own videos. That is how he started, and now it is one of the best sources for getting free courses available in various science and mathematics subjects. Then Meerut, it is started in 1997 by California State University. It is the world's largest collection of open books, has more than 9,700 free ebooks in over 670 categories. Kariki, it was founded in 2004 by Sun Microsystems. They provide free ebooks and educational videos. Harvard Open Courses, online learning initiative of Harvard University, University of People. It is basically tuition-free university, online university. It is tuition-free university. There are no classes, but it is made free. Udacity is 21st century university. I mean, that is also, virtual university. OpenAL courses were started by Yale University. And Wikipedia, I think everyone must be knowing that Wikipedia has, a number of things. For example, free encyclopedia with over so many articles in English, Wikibooks, and Wikiversity, and so on. Project Gutenberg has a large collection of more than 50,000 ebooks freely available to everyone. These are downloadable. Science videos, collection of videos in different science subjects. And then TED Talks. I think many people might be knowing about TED Talks. They are very wonderful lectures, video lectures, and they are also available online, free of cost. Science videos, collection of videos in different science subjects. YouTube learning channels. These are separately available for university, college students, school children from K-12 to secondary, primary, and preschool level. There are millions and millions of, content available in the form of videos on the YouTube. These are certain details. I thought that I should mention at least a few details of the pioneers. It is a web-based publication of virtually all MIT course content. It started in 2002 with 50 courses. As on 2 February 2022, a total number of courses was 2,535 and 243 courses with complete video lectures. It covers a wide variety of disciplines: sciences, engineering, humanities, social sciences, law, everything is there. And not only that, it is not only for the university, they have started for the school level also, contents. Translation of MIT OpenCourseWare is available in 10 languages. To date, OpenCourseWare has been a resource for 210 million unique users and 231 million viewers of OCW videos are on YouTube. Khan Academy, it was created by 2006 by Salman Khan. Mission is to provide free world-class education to everyone, anywhere. The Academy produces short lectures in the form of YouTube videos. And most of the videos are of the duration of 10 minutes because you see there have been researches in education that students don't want to view videos for more than 10 to 15 minutes and they become bored after, if the lecture is very, very long. And that is the reason why Salman Khan in his book has written that most of the video lecture should not be more than 10 to 15 minutes, because otherwise they will lose their attraction. They have produced over 8,000 video lessons. More than 48 million registered users have access to Khan Academy's in dozens of languages across 190 countries. Khan Academy website has been translated to 23 languages and its videos have been translated to 65 languages. Khan Academy's personalized learning engine helps people to track what they have learned and what they can do next. That is very, very important because you see most of the in most of the cases, this information is not available, but they keep tracking about the, learners. That is how how is their performance and what improvement should be done. Maybe I must see the time which is going to be done. How much time I have?
Professor Khan, you have all the time with you because
Okay.
your lecture is so important that due to unforeseen delay today we had it because of some other issue.
Okay,
So,
no
but you
problem.
have time. Don't limit yourself because this webinar series is supposed to provide relevant information on the relevant topic. We can't cut short it.
Okay,
So please carry on that. So, thank you.
okay. Then this is Metalot, multimedia education resource for learning and online teaching. It started in 1997 by the California State University. Just a moment. Later, some other academic institutions, professional societies, and industry joined as partners. A vast collection of free and open online teaching, learning, and faculty development services contributed and used by an international education community. Meerut has a collection of more than 40,000 materials in 19 different categories. It has one of the world's largest collection of open textbooks. Currently, there are more than 9,700 free ebooks in over 670 categories. Next is OpenStack's CNX. It is a unique project of Rice University, and I have been following it right from beginning when they started publishing books free of cost, and one can download those books. And in fact, initially when they had just published 3 books, at that time I got in touch with the website with this OpenStack's CNX, and the physics book I downloaded. This was a different type of book, and I have no words to, appreciate to give my appreciation for that, because you can. It is IT enabled book, you can say, because you can get a lot of information about information that is available on the YouTube, or maybe they have given links to so many videos and so on. So that is a very unique type of book they have publishing, and they are distributing it freely to everyone. Their aim is to provide free textbooks to 10 million students. 10 million students. Their aim is to provide. So now you can see that so many books have. I've just taken a screenshot, but number of books is much more than this. And that project is a unique type of project, because if anyone wants to hard copy, then one has to buy. Soft copies one can always download. That is the beauty of this. This is also PHET, FET interactive simulations. I like it, and in my MSc Physics class, I've been using it when I was in Jamia. It was founded in 2002 by the Nobel laureate Carl Wieman at the University of Colorado Boulder. Whatever money he got from the Nobel Prize, he gave all the money to the university for founding this FET interactive simulation. That is, you can carry out experiments sitting on your computer instead of going to the lab, and you can get a real feeling of the experiment. So far, 159 interactive simulations for teaching and learning mathematics and sciences, different fields of sciences, have been made by FET, by FET, and these are very important. 97 language translations and 3,775 teacher submitted lessons are available. So it is available in many languages also, and I'm just giving you one example. I have just taken a screenshot of this showing color vision, demonstration of color vision. And if you, do the actual, try to visualize it on the computer, not through this, but you say directly see it, how it works. It's very, very useful. What you can see here in this case, they are using filters. These are different colors of filters, and here light is coming. Light may be of different colors, but if the filter is of yellow color, then you see the object is yellow. And you see, finally, it is transmitted from your eyes, from your retina, through cones and rods. It is transmitted to your brain, and then you are able to see it. The second picture I've shown, when you have different colors, there is no filter, and all the colors you can see red and green and blue, all the colors are entering your eye, and your brain is, is able to visualize all those colors. And if you see the actual simulation, it appears to be very, very very, very useful. So such type of, this is one example. And if you want to study different subjects like biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and so on, then such type of simulations are available, and efforts are going on to add more and more. So that has become very, very, useful. And I think that in India also, when they talk about the virtual labs, it is basically either the Java applets or maybe such type of simulations that are being used, and that are being used, in the virtual labs. And what I recommend for the university teachers that they may start, such type of courses which include, preparing different types of simulations in different, because that is one agency, that is one university that is doing it. If many universities come forward and start training their students to make simulation, that will be very, very useful, and that will be, especially in those areas where you see no facility of experiment is there, then they can perform, at least visualize it on the computer, and they can learn much more. Sometime back in the International Year of Light in 2015, I went to Hyderabad. They had invited me to, they were celebrating International Year of Light, and they had very remarkable experiment. That is, they invited two experts, one in chemistry, one in physics. One of them came from the industry, the chemist one, and one of them came from the, University of Hyderabad after retirement. They were devoting their time to make a mobile science lab. So science lab was, in a truck that was modified as a lab, and that lab moved from one school to other school, training people. So that was one concept that was being used by those people, and that was very successful. Many government teachers and students, they used to attend their labs in that mobile lab. So that was another innovation that was done in India in the circumstances in which they were working. But this one is, of course, IT based, and that is very, very wonderful. Just I wanted to mention about that also, that because such type of things are being done in our country where this is lack of facility there. Then I come to MOOCs, massive open online courses. And when nowadays so many companies are involved in developing massive open online courses, and they are being adopted also by many. I will show here only a few of them. For example, these are the best one I found. The first four one, you can say that are of international standards, and SWAYAM I have included because the number of users of this is basically from India, but their number is so large that I have included all these in one category, most important category. Allison started in Ireland in 2007. Number of courses they have developed is more than 3,500, and 21 million learners are there in this course, in their courses. Udemy started in USA in 2010 with 1,75,000 plus courses with 46 million learners. Coursera again started in USA in 2012 with 4,000 courses, 92 million registered participants in these courses. edX started in USA 2012, 3,000 plus courses they are running, and 4,43,800 learners are there in this case. SWAYAM, which is the Indian platform, MOOC platform, it started in 2017, and that was based upon the National Mission of Education through ICT, which was developing courses with the help of, through the UGC courses, as well as the, NPTEL program at the IITs and so on. So all those courses were included on this SWAYAM platform, are being given on this SWAYAM platform, and 26 million, I think, as of now, 26 million people are learners are in this course. So that is a very massive number. These are very important ones. Here I have given more details. So I think I should miss some of the details because you can always find the details anywhere else. But Allison says that, which is started in 2007, they say that we were the first MOOC who started MOOC courses. They have published more than 3,500 courses, and 21 million learners spread over 195 countries. They have more than 4 million people from all over the world who have graduated from there and got certificate and diploma from Allison. It is being recognized the first open online courseware. And Udemy is also equally good, and maybe I should omit some of the details. Here also you can see that they have largest number of courses, 1,75,000 courses they are running. They have 60,000 instructors throughout the world, and they are teaching courses in over 75 languages. So it is very, very vast, you can see, and one can just see that total duration of Udemy videos is more than 33 million. I think it is minutes. Maybe I have missed it anyway. Coursera, you see, that was, I think the history is very important because it was started by Daphne Kohler and her colleague Andrew Ng in January 2012 who took leave as faculty positions from Stanford University Artificial Intelligence Lab to create Coursera, because they were thinking that why to, teach students of, say, having a class of 75 or 100 students. Why not we should take thousands of students together to teach it? That was the concept started by them. And that is how this Coursera started. Initially participating universities were Princeton, Stanford, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Berkeley. As of September 30, 2021, Coursera has 92 million registered learners on the platform globally and 189 million enrollments. India is the second largest, highest learners offering these Coursera courses, 13.6 billion, which is 13.6 million. So 13.6 million students from India are part of this. Offer courses. It has collaboration with 200 plus leading universities and companies of abroad. So Coursera is very, very popular in India, and you can see, and it is very vast. Vast amount of literature is available with them. edX was founded 2012 by Harvard University and MIT. It has a partnership with 160 leading universities in the world, one of the leading MOOC provider, and its mission is providing access to higher education to everyone, everywhere, enhancing teaching and learning on campus online, advancing teaching and learning through research. And this is the Digital India Initiative SWAM, and it is being developed under this project. And here I have given the numbers I have already given. Certificate and credit for SWAM courses are being done by a government agency. And nowadays, I think I think most of the people might be knowing that under the, under a statute of the University Grant Regulation of the University Grants Commission, 5% of courses can be offered by the students of their own choice. And you see, for that, I have already given the example of other MOOC courses, and as well as of that SWAM. The student can choose 5% of the courses, and that will be the credit that they will earn from here. That will be added to overall credit of the students that they get from the university. So I think after the pandemic, government has already planned that, you see, we should have more and more these MOOC courses as part of, and students should study more and more MOOC courses because of shortage of faculty in the universities. In most of the universities, almost 20 to 25% of the faculty positions are always, lying vacant, and in place of that, they have, you see, guest faculty. And normally, the quality of the guest faculty is not good, but at least if they offer MOOC courses, they can get the best type of courses available, and they can make use of it. Now, after that, I come to learning management system. It is an important constituent of online learning. It is a software application that helps the teachers to manage every aspect of online courses. With the help of LMS, registration of students, categorization of contents, online assignments, tests, digital storage of test results, posting of a student grade can be done very easily. Some of the other advantages of this are framing of attractive courses, keeping the courses updated, training and reporting with ease. So these are, you see, learning management systems, importance of learning management system. Normally, you see, teachers used to do it on their own, but if one uses learning management system, it becomes very, very easy. And some of the very important, although number is very, very large, I have selected the, you see, the best one out of that. And this does not mean that other are not good. They are also very good, but some selection has to be done. So I have taken, you see, a survey of the literature and finally selected all these, you see, LMS, and anyone can use, depending on upon the requirement, any of these. And I think I should not give the description of that because that is going very long time. But they are, you see, meant not for only for the schools, but also for the university. Developing of curriculum and all those important things that I have already mentioned that can be achieved through LMS. So LMS is very, very important. So D12 Brightspace, Moodle is very, very popular in India, and many, you see, the number of its users is 213 million as of now. It is available in 120 languages. It's one of the most popular, you see, learning management systems. Then Camilo, then OpenADA, I think every LMS has its own characteristics, and depending upon what is your requirement, one can use it. Here, Canvas has the best thing that you see, it is free for instructors. Many you see LMS I have already discussed are freely available, and some are partially available, free of cost. But here, LMS Canvas is not free, but it is free for instructors. For others, it is not free. Sakai, then after Sakai, now I come to video conferencing tools. Now, video conferencing tools have been used in the companies since long. I think since 2000, for the last 15 years, video conferencing tools have been used by big companies for training of their staff, because you see, generally, the number of staff in the big companies is very, very large. And to arrange classes for all those, you see, to train those people, it is a very difficult task. So video conferencing is being used by companies since long, and also distance education also, this video conferencing was being used, but only sometimes. Now, you see, after coming of, you see, this IT, distance education has become, in fact, zero distance education, because you are sitting in front of your computer, and that distance, which used to be, you see, you had to send literature to different places for a study and then carry out the examination, that has been, you see, minimized and done away with. After coming off these video conferencing tools, you can do everything online, and that is very, very fast. During COVID-19 pandemic, when educational institutions were closed due to lockdown, the necessity of using such tools was felt in order to keep school children, college, university students engaged in learning through creating this classroom type environment. And for that, this video conferencing was very important. And choosing in fact, video conferencing tool is very important aspect, because you see, in big companies, I have already mentioned what was the requirement. But on the contrary, if you consider classroom, the number is very, very small. Sometimes it is 30, 40, or maybe maximum maybe 60 or 100. So requirement may differ from case to case. And apart from that, there are many other factors that decide the suitability of a video conferencing tool, such as conference, meeting, or duration of the class. Duration of class is normally, you see, 40 minutes to 1 hour. But you see, if you are having such type of, if you are having conferences, then their duration may be much, much larger. Recording facility is needed by many people. Audio video support and quality of video is very important. Chat support is also being provided by many of these video conferencing platforms. Sharing PPTs as you are doing here, that is also I think very, very important. Here I have mentioned some of the important, very, very, important video conferencing tools which have been, being used internationally for this purpose. And this data, in fact, I have taken some time back on 26 January 2021. These data keep on revising, because whatever I prepared earlier, that I updated last year, and by now Again, there might have been some change because there is a lot of competition among these companies, video conferencing companies, and these data keep on changing from time to time. For example, Skype Meet now, it is free basic. You have number of participants is limited to free only. Here you see grid view is 9, that is you have 9 people. In the picture you can see only 9 people. Screen sharing support is possible. Google Meet, you have, you see they are free as well as they have paid also version. 60 minutes is the duration. And here 49 is the grid view, that is 7 by 7. 7 by 7 people can be seen in the photograph on the screen. Cisco WebEx here, Cisco WebEx here in this case, grid view is 25 and free basic is limited to, it is 100 upper limit and duration is unlimited. In this case, Zoom has become very, very popular and duration is now reduced to 40 minutes. Earlier during COVID, they have made it free and unlimited time, but now time limit has come after I think October or November 2020. For 40-minute duration is there and 49 is the grid view. Microsoft Teams is generally used by very big companies. They have free basic version where you have maximum 250 participants, which may go up to 10,000. So it is for very, very large companies where thousands of, people have to be trained online, and it is for 250 for the free basic, 24 hours duration is there. For this, you have up to 10,000. You have unlimited. Here also grid size is 49. So these are some basic features I wanted to mention. Cisco WebEx and Microsoft Teams, if you consider daily number of active users, there are 300 million, 75 millions. This number is during the pandemic. And increase has been, before that it was, before the pandemic, it was very, very small number. I will show in the next diagram. And during the pandemic, it has increased substantially. There has been an exponential increase in this. We have also data for Zoom and Google Meet, but instead of active users, they have given number of participants, which is different, 300 million and 100 million. And data for Skype Meet now is not available so far. So this was a picture from December 2019 to April 2020 when the COVID started in November, December 2019, and you see by April it was full-fledged COVID everywhere. Before that, you see here they have given the number in millions. 10 million. 10 million users were there in December 2019, and you can see that by March 2020, the number has exponentially increased to 200 million, and by April 2020, it increased to 300 million. So it was very fast, jump from the 2019 value. Now, you can see from this picture that it has Zoom has retained its pandemic gains as hybrid work is still here to stay, because you see once the people have started working such type of tools, they keeps on increasing every day, and as of now you can see that this is the $1,021 million I think is the revenue quarterly revenue that they are getting. it is the Microsoft Teams. Here also you can see the jump from showing from 2017 to 2020. Here 75 million active users there were in April 2020. So there, everywhere there was jump in the number of users or participants of these platforms. Now I come to future of online learning, which was also part of this. It was included in my topic, that what is their future. So to understand the future of online learning, we should examine the global markets and the growth of LMS and video conferencing tools also. In particular, it has to be seen as how much markets are growing with time and what is the forecast about their future progress. It will also be important to know the results of researches made globally on online learning, both in the companies as well as in the education sector. So I've covered all those aspects and I will briefly discuss about this. You see, if you see the e-learning market, which is basically online market, from 2019 to 2026, that is projection is shown. And this is the compound annual growth rate is projected as 8%. So in 2019, it was 200 billion. And by 2026, it is projected at $375 billion. So that is a big jump. And here it is Latin America market, where they'll be increased by 10%. This CAGR number will increase by 10%. In Europe market share, this will increase by 35%. Then we come to global academic e-learning market from 2020 to 2024. If you take it, you see, initially in 2019, it was $72.41 billion. And it will increase by, you see, growth will be 10.17% by 2024. So it is the projected number. And you can see here also growth will be enormous, 10%. Then learning management system market, that is also growing fast. In 2020, this is the estimated value that was $1.2 billion. By 2027, the projected value will be $3.6 billion. So LMS learning management system market will also increase because more and more educational institutions and companies are now having these systems, adopting these systems, and there has been increase everywhere. Now, LMS market here I am showing the same thing. Now, video conferencing market, if you take here in 2020, it was starting in 2020, from 2020 to 2026, CAGR value will be greater than 16%. Here, North American share of increase will be 40%, and Asia Pacific, here increase will be 23%. So Asia Pacific, here also the increase will be quite fast, but in North America, it will be much, much faster, you can see. So everywhere, whether we consider our e-learning market, we consider our video conferencing market, we consider our LMS market, everywhere there is sharp increase during the pandemic, and it will go on increasing in the future years also. So therefore the future of online learning, I can say, is very, very bright, and very bright for the reason that, people have been using this, developed countries have already, were already well equipped for using it. but developing countries have also started using it during the pandemic, and because of that, there has been sharp increase in that. Big IT companies like Cisco, Oracle, and Microsoft, and their presence in North America. So all these big companies, why, you see, North America has been, you see, on the forefront of this, because all these big companies like Cisco, Oracle, and Microsoft, they were based in North America, and because of that, they had the technology available, and this online education market grew very fast in North America compared to other parts of the world. But the most important factor behind their growth is the internet. And here I will give you a picture showing this internet penetration. In North America, internet penetration is 94.6%. And compared to that, if you come to Asia, it is 53.6%. In Africa, it is 39.3%. So we are close to, 53% Asia. In India, it is only 50%. And Africa, 39%. This is the main reason. It is because of the internet, spread of the internet, that you see that is, developed world has got the advantage because of the internet, which we are not getting, but we are slowly increasing, moving in that direction.
Professor Khan, can you put the previous slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's very important slide. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
Yeah. So basically, it is the internet which is the main reason for the growth of all these markets. If internet was not there, the growth would not have been possible. The growth of online learning or all these markets would not have been, but you see, internet has become very, very important. Now, what is the outcome of the online learning in the corporate sector and the developed world? I will discuss briefly. Global online learning statistics, specific trends. Corporate training has become a $200 billion industry. For preparation of e-learning courses, 90% less energy is consumed. And in comparison to face-to-face sessions, there is 80% less emission of carbon dioxide. This is the advantage of online learning. 42% companies reported that due to e-learning, there has been substantial increase in their products. More than 40% of Fortune 500 companies are using e-learning on a large scale, and 72% of world organizations have reported that due to e-learning, they have competitive advantage in their industry. So this was, from the specific trends, and if you consider educational trends, and of course the data are from the developed world and not from the developing nations. Just a moment. 65% faculty in higher education USA were in favor of open educational resources. It is commonly said that for each hour of training, students of e-learning learn 5 times more content as compared to face-to-face learning. These are the findings on the basis of survey of higher education institutions in America and some of the advanced countries. Even by students of e-learning, the rate of retention of content is 35 to 60%, whereas the face-to-face learning, the rate is 8 to 10% only. In all those colleges whose survey was done, about 50% of its students, they said that digital learning was very helpful in their education. 81% college students agreed that online learning technology was helpful in improving their grading. So this is the, result of the survey in the developed world, like America, and this not valid for other countries because survey we don't have even internet available in our villages. On the other side, the picture is not rosy. And I have just taken some important information from different United Nations, UNESCO, and UNICEF sites. Approximately half of the world's population, some 3.6 billion people, still lack an internet connection. And we are, you see, all among them. This means that at least 463 million, or nearly one-third of the students around the globe, cannot access remote learning, mainly due to a lack of online learning policies or lack of equipment needed to connect from home. Three-quarters of such students lived in the poorest households or rural areas. Three-fourths of 463 million, they are in the rural areas. Most students do not have the appropriate connectivity device and digital skills required to find and use educational content dependent on technology. According to UNICEF, younger students had less access to remote learning and were more affected by learning loss than other older students, especially among the preschool age children in pivotal learning and development stages. A study by Azim Premji University reveals, this is the last year's studies in 2021, 92% of the children have lost at least one specific language ability from the previous year across all classes. And 82% of children on an average have lost at least one specific mathematical ability from the previous year across all classes. And this mathematical ability may mean computation, addition, and multiplication, and so on. So, there has been 82% of children have been affected. And in a recent report by Save the Children, which is an NGO, it warns that almost 10 million children may never return to school following the COVID-19 lockdown because they are completely gone out. They will not return back to school. COVID-19 leaves estimated $77 billion gap in education spending for world's poorest children. So that money is that is a gap. Children in 12 countries are extremely at high risk of dropping out of school forever. In another 28 countries, children are at moderate or high risk of not going back to school. Girls are at increased exposure due to gender-based violence and risk of child marriage and teenage pregnancy during school closures. Save the Children calls for increased funding of education, including conversion of this 77 billion debt liabilities to invest in children. That is their recommendation. And now I come to the conclusion part. From the fact that during COVID-19 pandemic, when most of the industries were running in losses, it was the online learning and its related markets that showed steep rise, which will keep rising in the future years, according to the industry forecasts. This shows that future of online learning is very bright and picking up fast in developing countries as well. It has now been very well realized by all that for educating the vast population, one has to take the help of technology, which is also important for imparting quality education. The second point is the COVID-19 pandemic has provided an opportunity for academic institutions to improve ICT infrastructure in their campuses so that they do not lag behind in adopting online learning, which will overcome the shortcoming of skilled faculty in colleges and universities and teachers in schools. It has now been well realized that face-to-face learning will go side by side with online learning in academic institutions. In other words, flexible learning will be the right option to minimize educational expenses. Online learning has, however, increased the digital divide at all levels. Different states of the nation, in schools and colleges located in the urban and rural areas, and in the same city with the best facility for online learning, and side by side, poor children totally deprived of any learning facility during lockdowns. To bridge the divide, there are three important suggestions are made. Number one, the governments may expedite laying down the optical fiber connectivity to each village in the mission mode for broadband fast internet connectivity necessary facility for achieving online learning. The National Mission of Education through ICT, in fact, they had planned that by 2015, each village will be connected through optical fibers, but somehow that could not be done. Last year, the government said that, you see, during the pandemic 2000, from in 2020, it was announced that in 1,000 days, that is about 3 years, the entire country will be fully, all the village, up to village level will be fully connected through optical fibers. And if this is done, I think that will be a great achievement in India. The second point is digital skills and learning must be incorporated into education systems in order to remove the digital divide. And third point is such students from rural areas who join colleges and universities in cities and have developed suitable IT skills may be designated technology ambassadors. So this is my own concept, recommendation that I'm mentioning, that they may be designated technology ambassadors during their vacations when they visit their hometowns. They may train the school children in the village and neighboring areas for the use of technology pertaining to e-learning, e-health, and e-agriculture, and sort out technical issues faced by them. In turn, such IT ambassadors will be given some credits which may be added to the overall credit earned by them in their respective colleges and universities. So this is my recommendation in this regard. And the last slide is, in fact, a statement by Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, on World Teachers' Day, October. She delivered on World Teachers' Day, October 5, 2012. That nothing can substitute for a good teacher. This I'm mentioning because online learning, one should not think that, you see, we are going to replace the conventional classroom face-to-face learning with online learning completely. So this statement is very important. Nothing can substitute for a good teacher. No new technology, no book. Teachers hold the keys to quality education. We call the teachers, but they are really sharers. They share knowledge and skills. They share ideas and values. As the French philosopher Simon Weil rightly said, the most important part of teaching is to teach what is to know. Thank you very much.
You can come out of the slide presentation mode.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So you can adjust your camera, that so you can.
Okay.
Very nice that it is important. You can look down and then you can so that it comes properly.
Is it okay?
Okay, fine, good. It is very important that your the almost 2 hours presentation of during this webinar, it has given a lot of lessons. Let me go from your last point. I also agree with you. So as a former technocrat, after my retirement, I joined the educational institution knowing very well that nothing can substitute teachers. And technology has to make smart teacher and smart students. This is an important thing. This is a foundation. The way in which you are given a complete historic background, a complete value chain, that how educational institutions, starting from primary educations to higher education institution, tools are available. It has started from 1999. From you are given a very important as a professor, with a vast experience, and from a central university, and your association with international organization, and you are given a complete perspective that how a country should go for adopting technology, when not only for when situations like COVID-19 pandemic comes, for all the time to come. Adoption of technology need not wait for some pandemic to come. And I was quite happy also to know, and also surprised to know, there are two things. One, 1999 they started having online content preparation for online courses, whether it is an e-learning, digital learning, and virtual learning, and so on and so forth. In India, we also had a national institutes of importance called Indian Institute of Information Technology. Now, in every state, we got started from that period, that NDA 1. Now it is almost 22 years of their existence. And from your presentation, I was not able to know, or not able to see, that the contribution of Indian Institute of Information Technologies for the country. Hope I should be wrong in my this one, because started from 99, the countries, developed countries, when their institutions of international importance and excellence, they are all working for that, irrespective of whether there's a developed economy or not, but they have to attract to more students. Their classroom environment, that's what the example which you get in Coursera, that this, they wanted to attract more students. So those faculty members quit the artificial intelligence lab, and they wanted to work on to bring out that Coursera they developed, and they wanted to attract more students. And it's an important presentation, your lecture, today's webinar, online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, because you wanted to you have to strike a point, and then you are very exactly given it, that its future, what is it, how is it, where is it, and how to go about it. And also you're given a very striking contradiction, that we're all talking about in urban area, well developed institutions, and so on and so forth. You look at the other darker side. You've given an examples, definitions, statements by the Director Generals of United Nations organizations, from UNICEF, from UNESCO, and from Indian universities, and also from various study materials. You, even though you are a well-established professor, but today's presentation is that, and I think you have took it very serious to bring out lot of research data, so that the international audience, and both from India and other parts of the world, through the other countries participation, that this is the real ground conditions. You have the technology, and you have the tools, you have the course material. Now, after seeing the course material, now at the age of 68, I would like to register with some of the online courses to understand that what we studied when we were students, and what is now the courses, such courses. How is it algebra? How is it calculus? How it is that geometry? All those things. Now you have generated interest in me, that now I would like to talk to you and see the course material, that how it is developed, as we have traveled and during the difficult situations, we are a part of the development agenda, and how the whole world is moving. India is globalized. and India can be the cornerstone for many developmental aspects. So the thing is that I was very happy in your concluding statement. Nothing can substitute teachers. It's very important. But at the same time, during the national education policy, this draft formulation was going on 2016, on January 19th, I was invited by the forum, which was having about something like 400 principals of the CBSE affiliated schools, as asked by the NCERT to give a lot of recommendations that how the school education should have it. And NCERT asked for them. I was asked to deliver a talk that I took a title that, even though they asked for about 20 questions, so circulated that with respect to school education, yes, what analysis that this country needs, like Khan Academy, that is specialized on mathematics. To start with that, the country needs that National Institute of Mathematics teaching for mathematics teachers. How to generate teachers to teach mathematics? You need a National Institute and state level institutes to teach mathematics for the students. It is not that after MSc mathematics do PhD and then go on to teach mathematics. So continuous evaluation of how to teach mathematics. It is a National Institute of Mathematics teaching, National Institute of Teacher Training in Physics, National Institute of Teacher Training in Chemistry, National Institute of Teacher Training in Biology, and most all the subjects. Like the students are coming through various educational one, and the teaching community, the teachers also have to be trained to enter their teaching career. And it is a lifelong learning is for both the teachers as well as the students. Then only the student community, the students and the teachers can be the vibrant, ecosystem. And today's lecture, Professor Khan, I was, even though, we have been interacting since last February 2021, and I was very happy that you have delivered the lecture, which is so resounding, so vibrant, and so meaningful. And it's very important that this is the future is in the hands of the students and the teachers, the teaching community. And you have the technology. You choose whatever the video conferencing tool, whatever the LMS tool, whatever the e-learning methods. The thing is that, and the subjects and almost various languages and so on and so forth, every student should become, whether it is from rural or from urban, should become a part of the global learning community. Globalization is more important. Democratization of technology, democratization of education is more important. One student, 30 teachers. That is the bottom of the pyramid. Teachers, more teachers for one student. And it is possible through this technology today. You talked about all learning, online learning. So with this, I would like to thank Professor Zahid Hussain Khan for your wonderful lecture, motivating lecture, galvanizing lecture. And it's very important that even at this age, both of us have to work together to be the part of the development agent of new India, emerging India, vibrant India.
Thank you.
I would like to hear your concluding remarks after my summarization. Over to you, Professor Khan. Our university would like to associate you to bring in whatever we talked to today for the students of rural India, that too from rural Uttar Pradesh.
Thank you.
Over to you for your concluding remarks.
Yeah, in fact, I'm very happy that you liked the presentation. And in fact, you see, Initially, as I said, that I wanted to talk about this only open contents, but I thought later on that open contents has a very limited scope, and why not? I should talk about the online learning, which has larger scope, and that is the need of a time also, because and you see, since you are also uh, doing the best service through arranging such type of webinars on weekly basis, and such type of information should be made available to rural masses also, and that is possible only rural masses, and maybe in the schools and colleges throughout India also, and that will be possible only when internet is made available to them. Because I come from a small village in eastern Uttar Pradesh, and when I visit my home village, then my mobile phone is also not working, what to say of internet. So that is the situation right now. But situation is surely going to, improve in the coming years. And once optical fiber connectivity is made available, I think things will change, because Indian people have very innovative mind, and they are doing innovations everywhere. For example, yeah, I was yesterday I was you see trying to know what the other states are doing. In Haryana, I found that they have organized, you see, some type of chowpals where people come and you see some trainer comes and they start, you see, giving them, you see, online presentations and so on. So that is how you see during the COVID time when the schools were closed, they in some way knowledge was given to the children and students in the village. So that is how you see things can be done in this country, because we have to innovate in our own way, in our whatever resources we have to make use of those resources. China has done initially. You see, whatever they had, they tried to, uh, I mean, introduce it in their universities and colleges right in the beginning of 2020. So here also in India, we are moving in that direction, and we are doing in the same way. And your series of webinars will be very, very useful for the rural India, because you are an expert in agriculture also, and the information which is already available on agriculture, that information should be made available to the, you see, general public. And it is how through such type of webinars this emerges out, how this can be done and what steps we should take. And government responsibility is to provide internet connectivity and so on. And we are the users, and we have to, you see, maybe encourage our people, encourage our students to go to the villages and do something. In fact, you see, during 2015, when the International Year of Light was held, I found that people from southern part of the India were more active as compared to north. And uh, I was invited in by NIT Calicut, by Hyderabad, some NGO and so on, and I found that some innovative experiments were being done by those people, which is lacking here. For example, we don't have, you see, government schools, we don't have labs. Once we were interviewing some students of graduation class for their admission to MSc course, and we said, what experiments you have done? They said, we have grand viva OC examination in our BSc. We don't have practicals. So that is the situation. See, so,
Things will improve, and I'm very happy that that's the reason only I thought that during the COVID situation with
yeah,
from the Soviet University platform I should initiate it. I'm very happy, and today we are able to walk. And today is the 61st edition of this webinar series.
yes,
So we will work together. We will like to contribute a lot. And with this, I would like to thank you for taking time on Saturday to talk to our international webinar series on open source digital technology for Reliant India, self-reliant India, on a very important topic, online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic and its future. So, with on behalf of the Honorable Chancellor of the Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, deemed to be university, and on behalf of His Excellency Secretary General Ardo, we thank you for talking to us in this very important international webinar series. With this, we close the webinar and leave the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for your participation and greeting from Shobhit University. And for more research inquiries, please contact Professor Moni, Professor Emeritus and Chairman, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Application, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Applications, and former Director General, National Informatics Center, Government of India, New Delhi. My email ID is moni@shobhituniversity.ac.in. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. We close the webinar and leave studio. Thank you.